Hi guys, we're gonna wait just about 15-30 seconds for people to realize that we are live here on Facebook. So, welcome. Welcome. Oh good, we're already getting people hopping on. If you guys want to hop on and say hi real quick, we'd love to know who's out there. Give us a thumbs up button or say something in the comments. We'd be happy to greet you and welcome you onto our live video. I am here and very honored and privileged to be with my friend Jenny Vega. We're at Cornerstone Bookstore here in Denver, or Inglewood. It's really Inglewood, a subdivision of Denver, but it's in Inglewood with an E, Colorado, and she is an iridologist as well as a face reader, and we pronounce that Mian-Shen. Mian-Shen, and that's face reading, and then she does iridology, which is iris reading. And the iris reading part, she'll tell us more, but I'm just going to say that it tells you a little bit about your health and where your health is at, what's missing, what's good, what's going on, and then also on your face reading tells you a little bit about your life path.
Exactly.
So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to you. Was there anything that you wanted to add on what I just said?
No. My name is Jenny, and I've been doing face reading for almost 6 years, and the iridology part is almost like 28 years. So it's been quite some time. And in the iris, you can see a lot of decolorations or a little bit of signs that tell us that something is wrong in so-and-so organ. And what it does is it's like the iris is, we see it as a clock. And the clock, it has 1, 2, 3, all the numbers, and depending where the organ is and where the decoloration or lines or things like that appear, then we know that something is wrong in that area. And we talk to the people and tell them this might be a little bit imbalanced, this organ, and maybe if you pay attention to it, you can balance it again. Most of the things on the body are made to work as a whole, and when one of them gets out of whack, obviously something appear, saying that a sickness appear. So that's really interesting for us and for most people. I remember like 20 years ago, I used to talk to people about iridology, and they thought it was voodoo, or when I saw the eyes and I saw something, and they said, oh, wow, how can you possibly know that? And it's really simple. It's like a map that we can read.
I got interested in iridology, and then I'm going to ask you a little bit more about your background, how you got into it. But being of Asian descent, I kind of grew up with a lot of different healing modalities and was exposed to very, what we would call alternative ways of, healthcare. And so I would be around acupuncturists, and they would look at the irises and tell me what was going on, look at my tongue as well, and what was going on there, and then of course my face and all that stuff. So I was very familiar with it, and I was very pleased because I had put it out to my guides and said, I really want to find somebody that does iridology. And then we had met, you had said something about it, and then it triggered back that you did this. So I came back and we reconnected, and so that was really nice, and then we developed a very nice friendship along the way. And so can you share a little bit what caused your interest? How did you get into even studying about iridology? Because I correct me if I'm wrong, it's more of an Eastern Asian
That's true.
way of looking at things.
I wanted to be a doctor when I was in high school, and for some reason I was really far from the place where I could go and study. And my dad didn't want me to go far away, especially because we didn't have any family in that place. So when he said no, I looked for another ways of maybe help people without being a doctor. And I came to the U.S. And my sister was already learning herbology, and she told me, well, we can learn about iridology, and she was already studying a little bit of everything that has to do with health. So I went to one seminary of Dr. Jensen, and he was the father of iridology in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
And after that, my sister became a practitioner on that, and I started working with her in iridology. So after that, after you go and learn, like I said, the eye, where the organs are placed and everything, it's really easy for you to determine what's the problem with the person and give them herbs or whatever you're working with. I think that most of us can work with our health without giving it all the responsibility to doctors.
Absolutely.
And I think everything has to do with the way we eat, the things that we drink, the air that we breathe, or the way that we breathe, and you can maintain your health pretty well. I'm almost getting to 60 years old.
I know, it's incredible because you look like you look better than a lot of like 30 and 40-year-olds that I've
thank
seen.
you.
Yeah, so being 60, that's incredible. I'm still shocked by that.
And I think it's wonderful when you can just tell people that you can help your doctor. You don't need to give him all the responsibility and then be mad because he made a mistake. So it's up to you all the time. If you make choices that are wrong for you, obviously you're going to have problems. But most of us have a way to choose what is best for us. And like you said, you talk about a lot of your guides. And that's something that not everybody knows about.
Right.
And I think the more you are in touch with your guide, and you can call it God, you can call it your angels, or however you know it, that's wonderful. That's being in touch with who you are and how to take care of yourself.
Yeah, you're basically your gut intuition. We are God. I mean, we're not separate. We are a spark of the divine, and we have our gut intuition that always is notifying us and telling us what's up for our highest good. And you and I talked about this, but we're not always paying attention or knowing what to look for to pay attention to the signs. So yeah, so you got into, and it's been fascinating working with you.
Thank you.
And doing the iridology, is that the best way to pronounce it? Iridology, which are the eye readings, and then the face readings as well. And so I was fascinated because I do shamanic work, and so I do a lot of different things, but I'm always very fascinated by everyone else's work as well, and love to learn about different ways of doing things. And so maybe you can go ahead and give me a little bit, because we did this session a couple weeks ago, but I don't mind you sharing all the things. I'm very as transparent as I can be, and allowing everybody to you to go ahead and read me again.
Sure.
Yeah, so they know a little bit about how it works.
It's really interesting when you know people that let's say you know how to read faces, and you know that a person that has the earlobe attached to the face, let's say attached to the face, those are people that can be very stubborn. I mean, you can tell them to change one thing or another, they won't be able to. So once you know those type of things, and you're talking to someone that has the earlobe like that, you know that it's not, you don't need to waste your time talking to somebody like that, because they won't do what you say.
Okay.
So just listen to them, and as we know, everybody has their own path, and when it is that strong, you won't be able to change it. So just smile and let it go.
Okay, all right. So when you look at my ears, for example, and I hope everybody can see this. I don't know if they can.
Yeah,
But
I think you can.
What are you seeing about my ears?
You know, your ears are not very, very attached. They're not very wide like that either.
Okay.
Okay, so it means that you have a balance in there.
Uh-huh.
You're not very, very attached to family, but you're not very separate either.
Okay.
You are more in tune on your relationship with them without making them do what you want, but just let them be.
Okay.
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 When you find somebody that has the ears like that, those are people that are unattached completely.
They're not attached at all.
At all.
Okay.
Same way when they're like that the ear is really, really attached to the face, to the head.
Yeah.
They're very. They work with the family very close. They keep an eye on everything, and they want to be this way. There's a word for that, and they
less
said
flexible.
Yes, indeed.
Less flexible.
And they have a lot of problems with. Obviously, we all want to be free on choosing what we want and how we want it. Even kids want to be free. They don't like you to boss them around to everything, how you dress them or anything. And we all rebel against people that is too attached.
Right, right.
And it's good that you know if you're looking for a boyfriend.
Right?
It's good that you see all that stuff.
These are good signs. But you know, right, when you look at them, right? And their picture on any kind of online app, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, you can choose which one you want to.
One more thing has to do with the lips.
Okay.
When the lips are too tiny, too tiny,
kind of thin. Yeah.
Those are people that are very much into themselves.
Okay.
And they don't pay attention to the partner. Lips that are more like full.
Yeah.
Those are people that share everything.
Share everything with their partner.
With their partners or their kids or anybody that is around.
Okay, so they're very sharing people.
Very sharing,
giving.
Very compassionate.
Okay. Okay, give a lot of themselves.
They give themselves out practically.
Yeah, so almost to a fault. It could be almost to a fault.
Almost to a fault sometimes.
Yeah.
If the face is round, that's even more that way.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So it's almost like a bleeding heart, somebody that gives everything of themselves to where they almost throw themselves under the bus.
And sometimes they regret being that way, but that's the way they came to life. Like you were talking about earlier on, about how we have a path in life that we're going to learn something. And when you already came that way, I think that you have that respect of everybody around that knows how to read it because you came that way. And if you can learn and just try to not to be so with what you're saying, so given too much.
Right.
Everything that it is too much is not very good for you.
So there has to be an equal balance.
Yes.
Of course. So when you see my lips, like somebody with the shape of my lips,
we go back to the same thing. Yours are not really, really full, but they're not thin either.
Okay, so there's a good balance.
Good balance in there.
That's good to know. Okay.
One more thing in lips. Some people, and you have it, not that much, but you do. Like a line in the middle.
Okay, the bottom lip?
The bottom lip.
Okay.
Those people are funny.
Okay. I have a little bit.
Yes.
Yes.
There's some kids that even the lips are separated, so the line is really, really dented.
Oh, okay.
And when that happens, those kids, you cannot stop them. I mean, they're the clowns of the class sometimes, and teachers sometimes don't have patience with those kids. But it's not that they want to be that way; they came that way.
Okay.
That's why it is important for us to learn how to read people, because we can let them be.
Yeah.
Right?
Be themselves, right? We don't need them to conform to the box and what's within the guidelines of the school systems. Allow them to be who they are, and we then conform around them,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
With the eyes, when somebody has eyes that are very, very small, it tells you that they pay attention to details.
Uh-huh.
They're really into details, and it's not like, oh, really? Did you see that? This person had this and that's. Oh, I didn't see that. Those are people that their eyes are bigger, and they don't pay attention to details at all.
So big eyes, less, not focused on details. Small eyes, really detail oriented.
And the smaller they are more. They're paying more attention to details.
Okay. All right. So, again, let's look at because Asian people are known to have smaller almond-shaped eyes. So,
Yes. And most of them, if you notice, they like accountant jobs.
okay.
They're very smart,
Uh-huh.
and they pay attention to little things on everything.
Yeah, detail-oriented, analytical.
Analytical,
Yeah.
their minds are very
Engineers, accountants.
Exactly.
Could possibly, like a lot of paperwork. They are,
Mhm.
yeah, they are paperwork oriented.
and they're good at what they do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, very detail oriented.
Yes.
Okay. So, I don't know. I think for someone of my ethnic background, I probably have a little bit bigger almond eyes than most not most, but some Asian people. So, is this again? What do you get?
Again, if they're not really small, then they're not big either.
Okay.
There's a good balance in it.
Okay. All right. Well, so far I'm doing okay. Probably took a lot of work. And I think probably in life we shape shift. So as we change within ourselves and our personalities, our face probably changes to adjust and that physical manifestation of who we've become. Right?
True.
So our eyes can change, and nose and mouth and all that can shape
You
up our
know,
face.
and depending on how your life goes, sometimes you see people that have two lines here that are very, very pronounced in both sides. Those are people that they get mad really fast. And as soon as you see a person like that, you know that their temper is really
Quick tempered, huh? So is that the eyebrows, or is it an actual
No,
line?
It's like a
a line that goes like
goes
this.
like that.
Ah, okay. So they've got
People-
these two, you see the two
Two
little
lines in
wrinkles.
there, like a wrinkles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When you see a person that most of this part it has lines in the vertical.
Or horizontal.
Horizontal.
Horizontal. Okay.
Yes, like this. The other ones were vertical.
Uh-huh.
These are horizontal. Those are the ones that worry for everything.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can see two lines sometimes. You can see 4 or 5 lines. And some are very pronounced, some are not so pronounced. And it has to do with the amount of worriness that you have.
Oh, concern, worry, stress.
Stress.
Yeah. So let's look, guys. In our Asian culture, we don't mind sharing our age. Western cultures have a lot of problems. I'm 44 years old. I think I'm doing all right.
You're doing great.
I'm doing okay. Okay. So, anything else that you want to share overall? It doesn't have to be with me, but anybody.
One thing that I see a lot, especially with kids, is that they bite their nails.
Okay.
And there is a reason for that. Usually they're mad at their father, being the father, let's say the figure that tells them what to do, what not to do, and everything. Sometimes it's the mother, the one that is like that, but usually in my experience is the father. So when I see kids that they bite their nails, and when they're paying for whatever they're buying, I usually keep an eye on the nails, right? And when I see them like that, I try to talk to them and tell them, if you have a problem with your dad, they say, no, I don't have a problem. I say, you don't like the way he treats you. And it's not that you don't love them, because we all love our parents. It doesn't matter how they are, right? and they said, oh, I don't like that they are this way or that way, then they open up.
Oh, okay.
But that's one thing that if you don't pay attention to it, you can go to your 20s and 30s and 40s sometimes, you still have them.
Wow.
Because you haven't fixed the problem with your dad.
Okay. So I have a confession to make. I go through periods of nail biting, and that's not always the case. And then certain hands, like left hand, see that? No nail biting. Right hand, a little bit of nail biting. So what's going on?
Okay.
What's going on there?
Your right side has to do with your energy, your feminine energy.
Okay.
It always said that the way to remember this is to say that women are always right. Okay. And it's not that they're
That's
right,
funny.
and it's a funny thing to say, but that's the way you remember.
Okay.
Your right side is your feminine energy.
Okay.
Your left side is your male energy.
Uh-huh.
So when everything happens, let's say you have a tumor, and it's always on everything happens to you on the right side. You have problems on one finger, and it's the right side. You broke your leg, and it's the right side. Your body is talking to you, and it's telling you something that obviously, if you don't know, you don't understand what is going on. But everything happened on the same side.
Okay.
So women is the right side is women energy, is feminine energy, and the left side is men energy,
The masculine.
energy.
Right.
So sometimes we have problems with either the mother, the father, our spouses, and always it's gonna show in the body that way. So it's good to pay attention to your body. Like you said, we're growing, and we're, as time is passing by, we have different lines or different things. You can see people sometimes that have this part really, really shows, and when they smile, especially when they smile, you have like 4 lines in here. It's not because you're old. You can have it since you're little too. And that's scarcity.
Oh, so if the lines here are really deep and pronounced,
That's
you're saying
scarcity.
even from the time you're born, it doesn't have to do with age. It has to do with scarcity and abundance, a lack of abundance.
Lack of abundance. Maybe because your parents told you, do you think I have money growing in trees, or I don't have money for this, and you listening to that every time, and it got into your into your head until you yourself are thinking that you're gonna have this because you don't have a way to have it, and you grow up like that.
So it can be lack of abundance around money, wealth, prosperity, but is it also lack of abundance in love, relationship,
Exactly.
health?
Yes.
It associates with lack of abundance more than just material wealth and finances. It is also, it can be love and health and
It
other
can be
issues.
everything.
Yeah, work
Yes.
or anything like that. It can be a lack, 'cause lacking something, some kind of abundance. Okay.
When we know that we are born with everything, and then we understand that it's not possible that we have lack on something, except that somebody taught us that way, and we can change it. We can always change it.
Okay. Yeah. It requires clearing and releasing a
It
lot
does.
of
It
old
does.
belief patterns, because that stuff that's in your soul memory, your cellular memory, and it has to be cleared and released. And it can come not just from this lifetime, it's other lifetimes.
Yes.
And we do, I do clearing work and releasing work around that, and
That's
you
a
can
beautiful
identify.
work.
Yeah. It's a lot of people walk away with dropping a lot of emotions around it, and a lot of clearing around that. So how can you see when somebody does have good amount of abundance in their life? And that can be prosperity, that can be love, that can be relationships, health, that things are good, things are
Yes.
well in their life. How does that look?
This part here, there's people that have like a little
Is this it?
little ball. You have those.
Show them on my face.
Okay, that one right there. Okay, and that one is bigger than this one, if you notice. Okay, which it means that your male energy is really great.
Okay.
Okay, so those little things tells you those are called money bags
Oh, money bags.
in Asia. So when you have those, everybody's trying in Asia, at least in ancient times, they see that in a kid, and they will send them to schools, especially this and that, because they knew that this boy is going to bring everything, or this girl is going to bring
prosperity
to the house.
Oh, prosperity and wealth to the house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very, this is all a lot of this is all from the Chinese Mian-Shen
Yes.
face reading, Chinese face
And
reading.
one more thing before I
Oh,
forget
yeah.
it, that I think is really important. Your neck has a lot of things to say about the way you relate to other people. Remember that we have our thyroid right there.
Okay.
And thyroid, when you don't manifest what you want, when you don't say the things that you need to say, either because you think you're too little, and the people that they say mom and dad don't listen to you, so you learn to, or especially if they tell you shh.
Oh, they
when
always
you're
tell you
little.
to quiet down.
Yes. So these kind of people learn not to express who they are. And thyroid is there precisely to express who you are to people that you have around. So when you don't, you usually have a line here, sometimes two.
Look at mine. Mine are deep. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, and I know, I mean, in my Asian family, it was like kids are to be seen, not heard. And so it was always constantly, you know, you need to be quiet. Whatever you're doing, be quiet. And so communication, I know in my lifetime, is something that I have to practice and work on. Yeah. And I don't know, I mean, this is deep, right? Still.
It is.
Yeah.
And even though you are already grown up and you know how important is that the other person knows what you're thinking about, or communication is a key thing for everything, right? So I noticed that lately a lot of people is having that problem. And as soon as you start talking to them about what is going on, they start to cry. And they can help it. I've seen people that immediately start to cry. That's a kind of releasing, emotional releasing in the moment. And in the store, we usually, people is coming in and out, and we talk to them what we see. Not everything, but at least we share one thing or another. And people is so grateful for that. But we found this problem a lot in the nail biting.
They're associated with each other, huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's usually parental stuff and silencing. And you know what? And going to silencing as well, I know that in other lifetimes I have served. If you've served in religion in any way and you've been a monk or serving in one of those types of religions where it's very quiet, silence, you take a vow of silence. So in this lifetime, I had to go and do my own release and clearing vows of silence, because I know that my work is to communicate, have my experiences, and share them with all of you. And so this is good. And I also get, just to kind of piggyback on that, if that's okay, that these lines did come from another lifetime, not just from silence, but actually being killed, strangled. It could have been something around my neck that has to do with shutting me up and keeping me quiet. And so this also are signs from some type of death where I was probably choked in some way, or hung, and they put something around my neck. So that is also a sign that comes from another lifetime as well, that I've had to clear and release from that.
It is so many beautiful things to learn about face reading, that even the way people walks and everything, you can learn a lot of stuff. And that I think people showed me those things better than I've learned it somewhere else. So little by little, I think even personality and all that, we can see it in the eye. We can see it when we meet people. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Can we touch? Let's see how much time. Yeah, we're still good. A touch on the actual iris. Now, this is the iridology part because we just
Okay.
covered Mian-Shen and the face reading part. Now, let's just talk about a little bit about what you see when you look at someone's irises and what their health. A little bit about that.
Okay. Usually there is only blue eyes and brown eyes. The green eyes don't exist. I mean, they we see them right everywhere, but it is a mixing of the blue and the brown.
Okay.
But there's only two true colors,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the blue and the brown.
Okay.
Black eyes includes those are the ones that are very toxic bodies.
When they're mixed, they're hazel eyes.
The black ones.
Oh, the black
they
black
look
eyes.
like black ones.
Okay, so black, really dark black eyes are they've got toxic health issues
Yes.
going on.
Yes.
Okay.
So when we see somebody, we need a pen light and a magnifier glass so we can see the whole thing, and we look for places in the iris, like in the center we have the stomach and we have the intestines immediately after, and when we see those two things, we can almost see everything, because I I always say that the digestive system is like the sun of your earth, that is your body. And when the sun is okay, when your digestive system is okay, then everything is okay in the body. So we pay attention, a lot of attention to the digestive system, trying to that we chew the food really well, that we drink enough water, not with meals, but between meals, because when you drink water with your meals, the acid that you have, the hydrochloric acid that you have for digesting the food, you dilute it and your food is not digested the same. So we always tell people, if you keep an eye on your digestion, everything else could be okay. Okay, and I noticed that 95% of the people that we checked, they have problems with digestive system. They don't go to the bathroom normally. Obviously, they don't digest the food well. When you digest the food, your body has something that already assimilated, and the rest should go to the bathroom. And most people eat 3 times a day, and they go to the bathroom once, which means two meals stay in the body. And it's like a house, you know. In a house, if you leave the garbage for months, or obviously you're gonna have problems, right?
Right.
So if our bodies are digesting well, they're going to the bathroom well, and they're assimilating whatever it needs to be assimilated. The body is very intelligent. When you give the food that is needed, normally that's its job of assimilating and throwing out whatever it doesn't need anymore.
Do you, and by the way, the bookstore is open right now, and she's the owner of Cornerstone Bookstore here in Inglewood, Colorado, and the phone is ringing. Do you have to get that? I don't know. You need to get that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and the bookstore is open, so she'll be right back, you guys. Or did it go to voicemail? Anyway, yeah, this is fascinating stuff. You know what, you guys? Throw in your comments. We would love to see your comments, any questions that you have, because when she comes back after we've covered some more, we'd like to take some Q&A and at least acknowledge and recognize you guys here. Yeah, no worries. Hey, this is why we do it live and so casual. I mean, yeah, it is. If customers come in, she's gonna have to attend to them, you know. Okay, so you were just talking a little bit more about
the eyes. I will say that when we see a person that has blue eyes and they don't have any colors, different colors in the eye, we know that person is healthy. They don't have any orange color, they don't have any brown color, they don't have any color at all. It's just the blue. So we know, just like kids, you know, when they're born, their eyes are bright and they're beautiful, the one color only, and they look pretty good, especially if the mother took care of herself and everything. They they're healthy. But with time and the choices of that we get and getting food that is not very healthy, junk food or things like that, start messing up our system. And sometimes since the beginning, when a baby is born, I think they're giving them bottle instead of giving the breast of the mother. And it was some time that they thought that the bottle was better, that had more vitamins and everything than the breast milk. And the funny thing is that our digestive system that we were talking about a while ago
Yeah.
is not fully developed when you are born. But with the first milk that is called the
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The very first when they're very first born. Yeah.
yes, I forgot the
can't-
name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But the first
It
milk,
starts with a C,
Colo-
right?
colostrum.
Colostrum or something like
Yes.
that. If we don't have it right, sorry guys, but colostrum, something like that. Yeah.
that first milk from the breast of the mother finish correcting anything that might be wrong in the intestines. So that has to do with how your immune system works.
Yes, your digest.
And-
Yeah.
Everything, and by the way, at least 70% of the your defense system, it is in the digestive system.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
So it's really important to tell the new mothers, tell them to breastfeed their kids, because the colostrum is gonna determine what kind of health this
Wow.
baby is gonna have.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
That's.
We noticed that after being very nice and warm in the inside, and then the baby is out, and as soon as he's out, it's taken away from the mother and pocket and vaccinating him and all that stuff. And babies are shocked by that. And we know when we study things like what you do, that they have like traumas
Yes.
because they don't understand what's going on after being so nice and well taken care of, and then getting out and in this world that is poking me and making me feel like I'm not welcome.
Right. Right. Yeah. There's a lot of controversy over getting immunizations and being poked and prodded and tested for all kinds of things and
Yeah.
injected right when you're first born, within your first 24 hours.
So I tell mothers all the time, be as a lioness with the health of your kids. If you can have your kids at home, do it. Prepare for that.
Yeah.
And you can do it, I mean, in times, let's say like 50, 60 years ago, that was very normal. That was the normal to do, right?
Right.
So it's nothing new
Yeah.
or...
Yeah, everything's sped up and changed these days. Yeah, and so, well, okay. Anything that you want to say, and I'm open to whatever you read in the irises on my eyes, just so we can give them a little bit of.
It'll be a little hard
Yeah.
to read it because I need a pen light. And
Oh,
you want me to
do you
go
want to
get
get
it?
one? Yeah.
Sure,
Sure.
sure.
Okay. So, and you probably want to answer your phone.
Yeah.
And like I said, guys, we'd love it if you guys threw some comments, questions, kind of a thumbs up so that we know that you guys are here. And she will be right back. And if you want to watch this video again, it is going to be posted on your news feed, as well as you can go to my Facebook page and watch it again. And then I will also upload it to YouTube and send that link here through Facebook to notify you guys. So, or you can just go to my youtube.com/Sophia Rashkin page and subscribe so that you can get all the newest and latest videos. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a series of these videos where I'm talking to different healers, all kinds of different, that do all kinds of different modalities, and just sharing that with you guys so you know what's available out there for you. Also talking to other shamans. I do shamanic work. Shamans have very different types. There's lots of varying types of shamanic work out there. And I'm going to be working with seers, astrologers, all types of different healers. And what's going to be a little bit different is that I've been guided to only work with those that are specifically doing something in their work that serves for the greatest good of everyone in their community, in the country, or on a planetary level as well. So it's important for me that I'm working with those that are sharing information and knowledge with all of you that really wants to contribute to the overall greatest good of everyone here on the planet. So there's going to be a lot of these. Tomorrow I am doing another one of these Facebook Lives with Rich Haas, Haas. He has a book called Sacred Quantum Metaphysics. Rich is the author of Sacred Quantum Metaphysics, and that book is available on Amazon.com. You can also go to sacredquantummetaphysics.com to pick up his book, and we are doing a series and chapters out of his book. And tomorrow's Facebook Live is going to be on reincarnation, and that'll be one that I know will be fascinating for some of you in discovering, is it real? Is it, where does that fit into my life? How do other lifetimes play into this lifetime? As a shaman myself, I am able to see other people's lifetimes and work with the cosmos and see something called the Akashic Records. And even deeper than that, there's cosmic knowledge out there that's available that I tap into. And so when someone comes to me, I can go into their other lifetimes and see what's pinnacle in this lifetime and what's going on and how it's serving them in this lifetime. Is it a block, obstacle, challenge, an interference? And I may make some suggestions on what needs to be cleared if it is something that is challenging them in this lifetime. So tomorrow, that will be at 11 a.m. Pacific time, noon Mountain time, 1 Central, and 2 Eastern. Basically, I'm trying to, you know what? Take that back. I am so sorry about that. Tomorrow's is a little bit different. It is actually not until more of the late afternoon, evening time. So I'm doing that one with Rich tomorrow. I am so sorry about that, at 5:30 Mountain time. So that's 4:30 Pacific, 5:30 Mountain, 6:30 Central, and 7:30 Eastern time. And we are going to be talking about reincarnation tomorrow. I'm wondering if Jenny is coming back. It looks like she is with a customer. She runs Cornerstone Bookstore here in Inglewood, Colorado. And if you guys want more information, if you want an Iridology reading with her, she may be able to do something like that through video communication. And you can find out more information or reach her at facebook.com/Cornerstone Bookstore. Again, that's facebook.com/Cornerstone Bookstore. And actually, if you want to get a hold of me, I do spiritual guidance, and also look at other lifetimes and clearing and releasing vows from other lifetimes, such as poverty, celibacy, chastity. Those are the two relationship ones, celibacy and chastity, as well as releasing any vows of silence, self-worth, old belief systems and patterns, obedience, and releasing as well, cutting cords and releasing energies with people that are causing any obstacle and challenges in your lives, or what we might call negative energy, but it's just a lower vibrational frequency energy. Just a different frequency. Doesn't make you better or them better or anything like that. It's just a different frequency, and I can assist in releasing that as well. Okay, so I was just giving them your Facebook page.
Oh, thank you.
And how to reach you. How would they reach you if they want to set something up and they live out of state? Can they do that through some kind of video communication like Skype or Facebook Messenger where you can connect with them? How can they reach you?
We've been working with people that they can send us like a picture on the cell phone of the face, and then on one side and in the front and the hands, both sides.
Okay.
Usually we have with that one.
Okay. So pictures and sending them to you, getting a hold of you though through the facebook.com / Cornerstone Bookstore page.
Or they can call us too at the store at 303-762-0499.
Okay.
And we'll give the phone number at the end again.
Okay.
So that you won't miss it.
Okay.
And I have my pen light.
Okay. All right.
And
let's see what we got.
Okay. You have a little bit of in your overall system that is pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, you have a little bit of issues in your lungs, a little bit phlegm, like an old phlegm, and you have in the intestines in just one area, just close to the colon. You have a little bit of inflammation right there, very close to the ovaries. What else? I don't know if you remember when we did the ion food bath, that you had a lot of the green in there. That has to do with bile, things that maybe they got you mad and you didn't say anything about it. That's what we see. And when the white of the eye doesn't look white, it's telling you that the problem with bile is not very good.
Okay, so there's bile. So again, going back to communication,
going back to the
speaking my truth, silence, releasing silence, and something that I'm holding in and not releasing.
And remember that your body is talking to you all the time, and we just need to listen to it. And if we don't know how, then a sickness will appear.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. The minute that you feel something, like it's same thing like when you're hungry. A lot of people wait and wait and wait. They do everything they have to do, and they eat when they have time.
Right.
And that's not very good. Okay. When your body is telling you that you're hungry, go and eat. When you're thirsty, go and drink.
Yeah. Because by the time you get the signal, it's like something has already critically been going on way before you got the actual physical sign of it, as we know. Like once you actually get thirsty, your body has already been in dehydration for a while, right? So the hunger as well.
Same thing.
That's good to know. Okay.
I know a lot of people eat, and it's not only kids. I know a lot of people, grown-ups, that they need to use the bathroom and they wait and wait and wait.
Yeah.
You have to listen to your body.
Yeah.
It's I think it's you start feeling different when you listen to your body and give him whatever he needs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, go take care of it before it gets that yellow light and then becomes a red light, like on your car, right?
Exactly.
When the yellow
same
light,
thing.
when the yellow light comes on, that means some kind of maintenance needs to be taken care of. And then when the red light, it's like danger. You are about to break down.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's good to know. Anything else you want to share? And we'll.
Let's see. Usually, when I see people that they have problems with the lungs, that has to do with people that sees a lot and they cannot say a lot.
Oh, so we see. I can see a lot, but I can't say it. Yeah, because of my work too. Yeah.
These lungs have to do with how you appreciate life coming in, like in your breathing. That's your first, when you breathe for the first time outside your mother, if you feel it's difficult, it will start giving you problems with lungs. If you notice, when people is really stressed out, they get coughing, or they get their throats feels like they have a problem with it. They're not saying what they need to say.
Yeah, makes sense because it's right there.
You remind me of Hillary Clinton when she was not long ago that she was coughing and coughing. There's a lot of stresses that you don't feel like you cannot say to anybody, and you keep it. That's what it make you sick.
Okay. So I have some of that coming up from
that.
A little bit of that coming up from the lungs, and I think it makes sense because I have my own healing and my own processes to go through, as well as in my work, as you know, when we're able to see and we're working with the divine energy and seeing things, and in being a channel, a medium, as well as a shaman, I am working with the other side, an invisible side, constantly, and being downloaded with information. And I am not always speaking what I see, because it is something that I sometimes question. Is this something that I should share with somebody? Because it could be very, detrimental in their life. And I'm very conscientious of how I speak and how I word things, because I want them to have a relatively relaxed, good experience, versus having them go into some kind of fear out of something that I've said. Yeah. So I'm conscientious and I'm very discerning. So that's probably where that also comes from, because I'm not saying exactly what is coming through and what I'm seeing.
I think you'll scare a lot of people if you will say.
And that's true, because I've said some things and I see things. I'm not always asking for them, but I am seeing a lot of things. And I'm not always saying them, because it would freak people out if they could see and tap into what I see. But all of you can see the same thing. You're just not tapping into it. All of us have that power. Yeah, all of us have that intuitive side. So it's but this just happens to be my life's work. Anything else before we wrap up?
I think I have 2 people waiting.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll go ahead
Thank you.
Do you want to share the phone number one more time?
Yes, it's we're in Inglewood, 3601 South Sherman Street, and the phone number is 303-762-0499. And I'm here all the time.
Okay, and I'll share your Facebook page one more time and let you go. Thank you very much for being here. And you know what? I think we'll do some more, right? We're going to do some more stuff together. And so
anytime, you just let me know.
Okay, thank you.
And let us know if you liked it.
Yes, thank you very much. I will give that feedback.
All right.
And maybe we'll address some things the next go around from some of these comments.
All right.
Okay, so guys, remember, you can reach Jenny here at Cornerstone Bookstore by that phone number that she just gave out, as well as you can go to her facebook.com/Cornerstone Bookstore page, so that you can reach out to her for anything else. But that's it, guys. We are wrapping up. Remember, tomorrow I am doing the topic of reincarnation with Rich Haas, who is the author of Sacred Quantum Metaphysics. And again, that is going to be at 4:30 Pacific time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 Central, and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And so I thank you guys so much for joining me and being on my journey here. This has been a wonderful journey for me. I love my work. I feel extremely fulfilled and happy in stepping into this, and I feel incredibly blessed to be able to share this experience with you. I know that you choose your time wisely and where you want to spend your time, and I feel extremely blessed that you all are here with me on this journey. So I will see you tomorrow or next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love and many blessings. Bye for now.